Okay, gotta unmute myself. Okay, so thanks for being here, guys. So I have been a coach for a little over a year now. I'm super happy that Mariah reached out to me when she did. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about like growing up and who I really. I grew up most of my life feeling really self-conscious, always thinking that I was like really fat for no reason, just really hating myself, hating the way that my stomach looked, all of that sort of stuff. I think that my mom was overly concerned with her weight, even though she wasn't really overweight. And I think that that affected me and my sisters in some way or another. In kindergarten, I do recall a fourth grade boy calling me a boy, telling me that I looked like one. I had my hair like really short. And ever since then, I kind of struggled with depression. I remember wearing a nightgown over my head, like as a child, just pretending that it was hair. And that really sticks out. So I just feel like I never really felt good enough for anyone. I felt like I would be judged. I was just fearful of everyone. I hated holidays. I hated Christmas. I hated everything. I just was like a sad little girl. I don't know if that really, like, if I portrayed myself that way a lot, but I do feel like that's kind of what went on. So in high school, I was in this horrible relationship for probably 8 years or so, and into college and everything. And so I finally hit my senior year in college, and I was finally out of it, and I like partied hard. Like I partied like 5 to 6 times a week, like drank and ate and just like went crazy, didn't care about anything, and had a lot of fun while doing it. But throughout that, I ended up gaining like 20 pounds. And I had been an active person growing up, like in middle school and high school. I played sports. I even coached, well, not coached, but did jazzercise. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but I had, I mean, and that actually one of my companies doing that too, because I had to go to Boston and do some training for that. I had a microphone set and I did all sorts of stuff. But anyway, I also at that point kind of like dabbled in 21 Day Fix and some P90X. I have like all of the CDs and or the DVDs or whatever, but I just never really stuck with anything. So in 2014, I married Joe, and pretty soon thereafter, we got pregnant. I have wanted kids forever. So I made sure that I was like perfect throughout the pregnancy and healthy and stayed active and all of that. And then at 21 weeks, my water broke and I had to give birth to my little girl, and she did not make it. Um, After that happened, I kind of fell into this deep depression and again, and just didn't move from the couch, didn't, I just cried all the time. It was horrible. When I finally went back to work, I just felt like the whole world was kind of against me. And it took a while to feel normal again. I just felt like I was being judged again. So after that, we did get pregnant pretty soon after with little Joey. I ended up getting or having progesterone shots to help prevent preterm labor. And those shots brought us an extra 3 weeks. And my water broke at 24 weeks. And then little Joey came into the world. It was an emergency C-section. He was a pound and a half at birth. He was in the NICU for 124 days, which is about 4 months. And he just fought for his life the entire time. Like I sat by his little incubator, like every single day, every single hour, like didn't leave his side. I journaled a lot during that time. And looking back, I really wish that coaching had been in the picture at that point, because I think that it would have been really helpful. I would have had some people to fall back on. And I didn't really talk to anyone about what was going on. So obviously his stay was really like complex, and he's 4 years old now. He's still developmentally behind, but he is walking independently finally and just doing amazing. So he's just a huge part of my everything, obviously. So within the loss of Gracelyn, who was my baby girl, and Joey, my depression and anxiety came back. Like, surprise, surprise. I went on another antidepressant, and I'm still actually on one now, and have had some struggles with all of that recently. Over the past couple of months, I don't even know what's gone on. We've tried a few new meds and those sorts of things, but um, with Beachbody, I've been able to show up every day, even if I haven't wanted to. So I've been able to kind of persevere. And I don't know what it is about this community, but it has helped me do that. So I'm very grateful for it. And I know it's hard to show up on the hard days, but it's really important too. So I remember messaging Mariah after I saw one of her transformation photos. Joey had been discharged, right? It was like right in April of 2016. And I saw one of her photos and I was like, well, what are you doing? Like, you look amazing. So we talked, and I ended up signing up as a coach that day, but didn't really want any of the extra charges, like told her I'd do it and then like cancel everything. I was like, no, can't do that. Like, what are we doing? I know different now, obviously. I would do some of the workouts here or there, like have an occasional shake, but I basically just made excuses as to why, like, this wasn't working. Like, nope, not going to do it. So at one point I switched coaches for a little bit, I think even, and then back in 2018, I switched back to Mariah. And in that summer, I think it was actually like November, I decided to finally kind of buckle down and do a full program. So I started with Lift 4, and I dropped the weight I had been wanting to, and I actually liked the way that my stomach looked. And that right there was like, bam, like, this stuff works, something works, like, I need to do this. So I told Mariah I wanted in, and she said, oh, well, we have to wait until like February or something because of the 6-month coaching thing, because I had been signed up. So I was like, okay, great. So I was ready to go, but couldn't. Finally signed up in February, and then like I was ready to roll. So I signed up and I made Success Club my first 3 months of coaching, which earned me a free ticket to Summit, and which I was so excited about. So on the way to Summit, we had a flight from Bangor to Philadelphia, and it got delayed once we were in Philadelphia due to like severe thunderstorms, lightning storms, whatever. And I'm like, okay, what are we even doing? Like, how do I get there? Like, should I do this? I didn't have my bag. I had checked it. So another girl I'd been sitting with on the flight, she was like, well, I live about an hour away from here. So if you want, like, let's drive to my house, get my car, and we'll go. So I took a chance and I just did it. I knew if I didn't do it, that I don't know that I would still be a coach right now. Like, I did not want to miss out on that. And I knew if I didn't do it, it wasn't going to happen. So we went, and I remember getting to Indianapolis. We drove like 13 hours overnight, took turns driving, and took a nap when I first got there. And then I remember Mariah and Joan just like running into the room, giving me a big hug. And I was like so happy that I was there. So, I mean, over the past year, like, it's taken me a while to come out of my shell. But with like all of this consistency, like just showing up every single day, I just know that this opportunity has been amazing for me and my family. And I just love it a lot. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this team. And that's basically it.
I love how everybody gets on here, and that's basically it. Like, your story is, you know, it's extremely inspiring. And I think that that's something that everybody needs to remember, that like your own individual story is something that you just tell and you're like, that's it. And somebody else needs to hear and is going to, you know, resonate with. And those are the bits and pieces that you breadcrumb constantly on social media. So Emma, that's it in terms of your story, but talk to us a little bit about, so what's gone on with you with coaching? Has it always been super easy? How did you fit things in? You know, was it just boom, I went, you know, to Summit after I won that free ticket and then everything was just like roses? Like, tell us a little bit about, you know, your coaching journey.
Yeah, so it's definitely not been roses. Hey, Ray. Things have been hard. It like again, it has taken me a while to like evolve. I feel like I'm finally just getting to that point. But it has taken the consistency. I feel like just showing up every day and doing the daily activities, which really consist of first focusing on myself because I know that it's really hard to show up for anybody else unless I'm focusing on myself. So I make sure that I am doing my workouts and doing my personal development. And with those things, then I just am able to kind of connect with other people and work from there. So a typical day for me, I get up at the crack of dawn. I don't know how I do it, but I do. It's not going to be happening tomorrow morning, I'll tell you that much. But I usually get up at like 4 or 4:30, and I take my Energize and I kind of go through my inbox and like clear out messages there. I do a little bit of personal development. I do my workout, and then I go to work. So I'm there, 9 hours, 4 days a week. And throughout the day, I kind of try to do different follow-ups and different things like that. But what's worked best for me lately is this Google Calendar, and I track my people through there. And I basically work through the follow-ups. So anybody that I have in my list there, I am either like an invite is going out to them, a follow-up is being done with them, or a connection is happening that I've just like a conversation is happening with them. So, that's what I do.
And guys, you can totally like unmute yourselves and jump in and ask questions or drop a question in the chat box as well.
Tell me more about Google Calendar and how you use that. Because I mean, I have Google Calendar, but
Yeah. So my friend actually set me up with it at work. She was like, "This would be a great way to track your Beachbody stuff." I'm like, okay, cool. So basically, I just have specific little calendars in there. Like you can have your home calendar, or you can have, you can make it whatever you want with like a different fun color or whatever. So I have one color for everybody that I talk to, and then I have another color for like my coaches and my customers, so I know who's who. And I basically just add their name in there, and then I can just click on whatever date that I want to follow up with them. And so I have to go in there and I see like for tomorrow I have like 52 people, like their names in there, and I will just click on them and then go into my phone and do what I have to do. It's pretty cool. I can send you like a or something of it so you can see what it looks like.
I'm muted, but when I post this team call, if you want to drop some screenshots or whatever in the comments, that would be awesome.
Yeah, sure. I can do that.
Katie asked, how have you found your builders?
Well, I mean, I was pretty lucky to find Miss Lauren Fish as my builder. she's my big builder. Other people have just kind of popped up, and mostly they've been in my accountability groups, and then from there have kind of either reached out to me or I've reached out to them, and they've been interested in coaching. So
how did you find Lauren?
I reached out to her. She was in one of my 21-day groups, and she had absolutely killed it. And I was like, hey, like you have to do this with us. And she didn't want to at first. She was like, I can't do this. Like I'm not put out for this. And she was clearly.
I love that. Other questions, guys? So I know there's a lot of people on here who are looking to go diamond quickly. So I know you found Lauren. She wasn't really interested at first, but you talked to her about coaching. So kind of share that with us, but then also like, how did you go diamond? Like, who was your other person? There's a specific reason I'm asking this question.
Yeah. So, obviously the people that I sign up as a coach because that gets you to have, active coaches, and you need 4 active on each leg and 2 being emerald. So Lauren obviously wanted to coach, and so she was my easy peasy. But I signed Joe up who's my husband, and I signed him up on my leg opposite Lauren. And then I just signed 2 people up under him, and like, boom, like easy to do.
Right. So you signed your spouse, which is perfect. And that way you had somebody to control while you were having somebody else that started building. Becca, what is your question right here? Have you shared tour? I don't know what that means. Where is she? She's still on here? There you are.
Sorry, my fingers are wet and I can't type. Have you shared your story publicly? Like, I said your why, but I guess you didn't really say that was your why. But have you shared your story publicly and like seen like an explosion from that? Because I mean, it's so powerful.
I don't really know. Do you mean like on social media? Like, do you mean like within posts or?
Yeah, like to let it be known, just like in a post or on social media.
I mean, I feel like I've done some posts. I honestly, like, posting has been a hard thing for me because I feel like I'm not like the greatest of writers, like, and I feel like that's hard to explain everything out, you know, on paper or in words. But I mean, I think I've breadcrumbed it a little bit, but I don't know that I've said everything, no, and I might want to do that.
One thing you could think about is like a here's me post type thing. Like that's good to do on Instagram, especially like if you as you start getting like new people, you could almost like bullet out like those, you know, those different items and things, and like not go fully like full blown into everything because I know that would take a longer time. But
Right.
your story is definitely powerful and should be used all the time.
Yeah.
Other questions, guys. So you're a brand new coach that's just gone diamond, and now you have another person that's gone star diamond or has gone diamond that makes you star diamond, and then she's gone star diamond. Talk to us a little bit about like leadership and stuff like that, because I know that's something that a lot of people worry about as they get going in this business. Like they're not quite there yet themselves, or they don't feel like they're quite there yet themselves. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Oh, I would say, first of all, I myself have never thought that I'm a leader, like, at all. And then once I had this building coach, I felt like I was doing it. I was that leader now for her, and that was pretty huge. The second thing I will say is that actually doing a call like this is something that I really have never done. And I think this is just that next step that I need to really push myself and to really feel confident in what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think that, you know, it's almost like when you start teaching stuff to other people, you realize like how much you actually know, right? You're like, oh shit, I got this. Yeah, and then I think, but also you just lead by example too, with like really just showing up for yourself first, showing up for yourself even through, you know, challenging times, and doing that sort of thing. Shaylee says, what do you think is the most important part of mentoring other coaches?
I mean, I think just showing up. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but I think just showing up for your coaches, showing them that you just leading by example, again, like Joan said, like it's just leading by example, doing all of the things that you feel like your coaches should be doing as well.
And Mariah said you guys are doing it alongside each other, which is so powerful. You're empowering Lauren and your other coaches, which it's always nice to feel too, like you've got like that running buddy.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really helpful to have somebody like a business partner, so to speak. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you'd really call it that, but yeah, someone else who's really running alongside you. It's very helpful.
Yeah. Dominique is asking, what are you loving for personal development right now?
Oh my gosh. So I listen to podcasts on my way to work because it's usually one of the only times that I can do it. So I listen to a variety of things. I've been loving the Trent Shelton Straight Up. That one's awesome. I always listen to The Rise, which is the Rachel Hollis. There's also a Build Your Tribe that Shailene Johnson does. Mm-hmm. And I really love the Your Virtual Upline, I think is what it's called as well. So all of those are just great. There's so many podcasts to choose from. I mean, millions. So those are the ones I've been digging.
Awesome. Shannon is asking, how many invites or combos are you doing a day?
So again, with my Google Calendar that I have going, it just kind of varies on what I'm doing within that day. So say tomorrow I have like 50 different people to talk to. So within those 50 people, usually the inviting, I think right now, honestly, it's just like probably 5 to 10 invites that actually go out within that. There are some follow-ups with that, and then there are some other just basic conversations happening. And then I always make sure that I am reaching out to like starting new conversations, like adding new people to my calendar, at least 5 to 10 there.
When you're following up with people, who are they? What does that look like?
My follow-ups are typically just like, hey, just checking back in, any goals that you are working on right now. I mean, they're just pretty basic.
I like sitting here in silence and letting other people just start asking questions. That's the awkward turtle time.
I'm at work, but I just wanted to say, can you guys hear me first of all?
Yeah.
Okay. Just the rock solid consistency that Emma shows up with, like I was with her behind the scenes the last couple months, and it was like hard on me feeling so helpless, knowing that she was struggling so much mentally and like with family stuff and just, you know, with depression and whatnot. But the way that she showed up, like despite everything that was going on, I still saw her work out every friggin' day. I saw her talking to the camera on her stories every day. And then just like she said, it kind of reminds me of when I was starting coaching. Like I wasn't inviting massive amounts of people. I was literally doing the power hour that Katie sent me. I was adding 3 to 5 people, starting 3 to 5 new conversations, inviting 3 to 5 people. And that consistency over time, it builds up into this huge thing, and you're never running out of people to invite, and you're never running out of people that are finally coming to you after 3 years, like if you do it all the time. And that's what Emma's been doing. And so just to reiterate that, like, it doesn't have to be massive numbers, but it's the consistency over time and not quitting before the miracle happens. Because like she said, she persisted to get to Summit. Like I was like, oh, this is it. She's going to quit coaching. She's not going to come to Summit. And like, I was so bummed. And then when she still showed up, like, you know, I was like, oh my God, she's going to be here forever, you know? And like the bond that we've been able to form through that, like she gets the culture, like she gets how important that is. And like I said, she's running groups with Lauren and with her other coaches and hopping on power hours with me. Like we're all kind of just like banding together and like moving forward as a big amoeba, if you will, versus like one person going out in the front, you know what I mean? Like I think that's so powerful to kind of create that within your team. And yeah, anyways, I love you.
I think that's so true. And it's so funny you say that, because like I remember you being like on the phone, like texting back and forth with Emma, like she's here now. Oh shit, she's not coming. Oh God, she's not gonna be able to make it. Oh my God. Oh wait, she's jumping in a car with strangers. Oh my God. Like it was like a roller coaster like this. And then when you showed up, like I had never met you before either, but I was like, this bitch is in it. Like she just made this happen. Like, so that was very, very cool to watch and so fun to see. And, you know, it's not always easy, you guys, like that's for sure. Like here's the thing though, on the worst day in this business, I'd rather be doing this than anything else. So it's like, I'd rather have a real shitty day doing this business than a real shitty day sitting at my desk doing what I used to do. And so like, it's not always going to be like, you know, rainbows and lollipops and like miracles, but like, it's true. If you're like that little engine that could, and you just keep chugging along, you'll make it. So you look sexy.
Oh, and that's like,
go Emma, sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just thinking of that book, The Little Engine That Could. Like one of my friends gave that to me for Joey because of what he accomplished in the NICU, and like that's just what that reminds me of. So that's really cool that like that's what this is, you know? Keep chugging along.
Well, that's what I mean, honestly, that's like ingrained in you. It's built in your story, you know,
Yeah.
and that's a part of your story with everything that you've done from like being by his side in the hospital until today. Like, it's like when you don't have a choice and you have to do it, it teaches you how to do it all the time. And suddenly
Right.
those like small no's and things mean nothing compared to like your big why. And so, I mean, I think you're just such a beautiful example of that.
Thank you.
If anybody else has another question, you can drop it in the chat. We do have like 1 more minute, but what is your like biggest tip or like your biggest thing that you want people to take away? Like, what do you want them to like leave with tonight after listening to you?
I just think that anyone can do this. I mean, I never thought that this is something that I would do, and I am beyond grateful for the opportunity that Mariah presented to me. And I just can't thank her enough. Like, you guys can do it. Like, you can do it. That's it.
I love it. Perfect note to end on. We're exactly 30 minutes in. I love it. All right, you guys, everybody go out there and crush your Monday. I can't believe it's June 1st. Thank you so much for this call, Emma. Everybody's just going to be dropping you love over here in this chat now. But I will go ahead. I will get this up on the YouTube page, and then I will drop it in the team page. And then if you want to go ahead and drop your screenshots for the Google Calendar too, that'd be awesome. You rocked it, girl. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Night, guys.